All right, hello and welcome everybody. This is Cinephile Mike, and it is day 64 of Award Season Review Season 3, 97 reviews in 97 days, covering many of the films up for awards recognition this season. Now, as some of the films I'm talking about may still be in theaters or be awaiting a theatrical re-release, all of the information I am providing to you, box office, critical response, predictions, nods, wins, everything is current within 7 days of recording and posting. And as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, for lots of great award season coverage and the ever important Where Can I Watch It spreadsheet 2024 edition, which shows you how to watch all of the nominated films I'm talking about here, so many others, and also shows you what they've been nominated for, what they've won for, and what they didn't win for. So, if you are joining me today, it is screening day and it is another Tuesday, which means new theme week. And for our 10th theme week, we are going international, baby. We are looking at 7 international non-English language films that have been nominated this season, some for Oscars, some for BAFTAs, some elsewhere, and we're going to talk about them right now. First up, this week we are in Mexico. I'm looking at Pathé and Netflix's Emilia Pérez. Written and directed by Jacques Audiard, Emilia Pérez was released on Netflix last November and had its international run throughout the fall of 2024. Now, as it is a Netflix film, I have limited box office information to share. Domestically, there are no numbers for me to report. However, I can say that Emilia Pérez totes an international and thus worldwide box office total of $11,481,729. Critically, this film, I think, is the most divided on Rotten Tomatoes of all the ones I've discussed this season, with a 75% critical rating coming from 242 reviews and a much lower popcorn meter of 25% coming from over 5,000 audience reviews. Now, award season-wise, and I'm just going to hit a few of the well over 200 highlights. This film is the most nominated at this year's Oscars with 13 nominations. It is nominated for Best Picture, Best International Feature, being the official entry from France, Best Director for Audiard, Best Actress for Carla Sofia Gascon, Best Supporting Actress for Zoe Saldana, Best Adapted Screenplay, 2 Best Song nods, Best Score, Best Cinematography, Best Editing, Best Sound, and Best Makeup and Hairstyling. It has 11 BAFTA nods: Best Film not in the English language, Best Director, Best Actress again for Gascon, 2 Best Supporting Actress nominations for Saldana and Selena Gomez, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Score, Best Makeup and Hair, Best Cinematography, and Best Editing. 10 Critics' Choice nods: Best Picture, Best Ensemble, Best Foreign Language Film, Best Director, Best Actress for Gascon, Best Supporting Actress for Saldana, Best Adapted Screenplay, 2 Best Song nods, Best Score. Partridge in a Pear Tree? The film has 3 SAG nods for Gascon, Saldana in their respective acting categories, an outstanding performance by the cast, which is the Best Picture equivalent at the SAG. It had 10 Golden Globe nominations. It won 4 out of the 10. The 6 nominations that it had were one of the 2 Best Song nods. It was up against itself. Best Score, Best Screenplay, Supporting Actress for Gomez, Actress for Gascon, and Best Director. However, the 4 that it did pick up were Best Supporting Actress for Saldana, the other Best Song nod for the track El Mal, and Best Motion Picture Non-English Language, and Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. Now, I could keep going on the awards, but I think I'm going to end it there. So what is this about? Emilia Pérez, played by Gascon, when we first meet her, is before she goes through her transition. And she is the feared Mexican drug cartel leader named Juan Benitez del Monte. Now, Gascon plays both roles in the film. So, for purposes of pronouns, I'm going to use the gender-specific pronoun based on the role they're playing. So, Benitez, he wants to live his true life, despite the pain he knows that it will cause, because he knows to go through his transition to become a woman, he'll have to leave his wife, Jessie, played by Selena Gomez, and their 2 children behind, but this is what he wants and needs to do. To do this, he needs help because of his past. This is not something he can arrange on his own, so he enlists Rita, played by Saldana, a lawyer who is very dissatisfied with her position in her company, realizing she is not necessarily valued as some of her male counterparts. Reaching out to Rita and promising her enough money to start a better life, Rita agrees, seeks to make all of the arrangements Manitas needs, finds a doctor willing to perform the procedures based on the gender dysmorphia that Manitas has experienced. And Rita, after helping Manitas stage his death so he can make the next move and do their transition, she relocates Jesse and their children to Switzerland for their safety. Then, jump 5 years into the future, so that's not a lot of spoilers, that's just background. Nitas is now Emilia Pérez. Rita has settled into her new life and practice in London when through well, we may wonder if it is a random crossing of paths. Emilia and Rita are reunited, and Emilia needs Rita's help once again because she realizes that she cannot live without her family and wants them back. And number two, Emilia wants to make amends for her awful past and wants to open a nonprofit that will investigate and find missing persons that may have gone missing by her former cartel life or others, and, try to give some solace to the families. Rita eventually agrees on both fronts, though not in love with the means that Emilia has to use to create the nonprofit, because she kind of digs into some past connections. And bringing Jesse and the children back, Emilia passes herself off as a distant cousin to Benitez to keep the secret, but this poses its own challenges. Jesse was not really fond of the situation and come back, but agrees to do so because it will allow her to reconnect with someone from her past. Gustavo, played by Edgar Ramirez, who, for want of spoiling, I will keep that out of the summary. And once everyone returns to Mexico, things go off the rails pretty quickly, and past secrets come out, and no one will be the same again. So, if you think that's a lot there is. Especially for a roughly 125-minute movie, not accounting for the credits. There was a lot in this film that I really wanted to like it for. But unfortunately, for me, it came out a big mess. The biggest issue that created this, and this is why I am shocked regarding the nods it's received, is the screenplay. There were just so many subjects that could have been and deserve to be explored more deeply. The experience one goes through when they're having the transition, the impact of the lives that it leaves behind, the individuals that come into contact again after the fact, not to mention the ramifications of the cartel activity and the political system that doesn't know how to address this. The idea of, trafficking and cartel activity in Mexico, you know, there's so much going on. I have to wonder if this would not have been better served in like a limited series or even an ongoing series. And it could have been with its musical angle. I mean, Audiard originally envisioned this adaptation of Boris Rasson's novel Encote as an epic opera, and maybe that would have sufficed a little bit better. A lot of operas, not all, but many do tend to be between 3 and 4 hours, and perhaps if that's what we had, this could have served the story better. And, while that's not my only issue, look, the performances are okay. They just didn't deliver that wow factor. And this could be coming from the script, not giving them much to do. I mean, Gascon is fine enough, and while she did an incredible job portraying Benitez and some of the Emilia scenes, there were other scenes with Emilia's character that felt underdeveloped and didn't really give her the chance she really needed to shine. Saldana as Rita, while the supporting player to Emilia in the text of the film, which is why she's up for all the supporting awards, I mean, she really drives the narrative. She's in the majority of the film and has a few shining moments. And I will say the one musical performance, the song El Mal that won the Golden Globe, that may win the Oscar. I mean, the way the sequence was shot by cinematographer Paul Guillaume, I mean, that sequence is incredible. But one sequence out of so many, it was just really disappointing. And then there's other numbers. There's a number between Rita and the doctors when she's trying to do the research, and this moment was just so fringy and painful to watch and listen to. I mean, look, Gomez, I enjoy Selena Gomez in some of the films I've seen her in. Unfortunately, she's underutilized here and can't really explore the plot lines that she's a part of, so that really loses its luster. Look, I'm going to stop there. I really appreciate everything the film was trying to do. It just couldn't stick the landing. For me, Emilia Perez is just a two-star film. I think a lot of the recognition the film is receiving is because of and I'm going to use a friend's term here, it takes the big swing, and I applaud it for this. It calls attention and puts, LGBTQ issues at the center and puts a few issues at the center, but they're underdeveloped. I needed more to this one. Audiard has a slew of talented performers and great ideas. It missed. But look, my opinions are mine. You may have different. So if you would like to watch Emilia Perez, it is currently streaming on Netflix. And I should say, based on a lot of what my fellow critics and is out there, this is one of the most debated Best Picture nominees of recent years. So feel free, there's lots of information to check out with that. Alrighty, so that is 64 down. We have 37 to go. As always, if you like what you heard here, please click that subscribe button, like the video, spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. And again, find lots of great information at my website, cinephilemike.com. All right, see everyone tomorrow. And until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.